again, everyone. It's another windy day and there's a little bit of rain. I'm back in Essex again, the home county, and I'm in a little village called Widdington on the outskirts of Saffron Walden, doing, get this, an 11.25 mile walk. I think the rain forecast is, or the weather forecast is rain showers on and off today, so not the best for filming, but we'll do our best. And we're going to be walking to Wicken Bonhunt and then back to Widdington. I'm joined by Richard, who you've not seen for a while.
Hi guys!
There he is. That's the closest we're going to get all day. So we're going to be heading off this way past the church. We'll show you more of the village of Widdington later on. Enough talking, let's get walking. This delightful walk begins in the quiet village of Widdington and follows footpaths over wide fields to pick up a high-level byway, followed by a pretty descent into Newport. We are only in town for the briefest of visits before we make our way west and under the M11 on a good path out into the middle of nowhere, or so it seems. Another bridleway takes us south and down into Wicken Bonhunt. Another long, straight path proceeds south again, offering good open views to Rickling with its ancient church. We join the Harcombe Way to the outskirts of Quendon and then walk through this charming village to pass another lovely church. A few nifty lefts and rights bring us back under the M11 and up a long gravelled horse ride into Widdington.
Top of the world, ma!
Newport lies on the original coaching route from London to Cambridge, and as such is littered with old inns. The town stands on the River Cam, which rises near Widdington. Its interesting buildings include Monk's Farm, a private house built in red brick with dark beams overhanging the pavements. It is noted for the carving in the wooden arch of its studded door. The church dates from the 13th century, and a detour to see it would be well worthwhile. It contains a 550-year-old screen and a 450-year-old Flemish carving of the crucifixion. Among the other treasures is a tablet for Joseph Smith of nearby Shortgrove Hall, who was private secretary to Pitt. We found a possible good bit of wild camping ground here on the outskirts of Newport, just off of the Harcombe Way. Looks like someone's already tried building some dens already. Very tempting to stop and have lunch here, actually. Stop and have lunch in that. So we're sat under this larger shelter that someone's made. It's not watertight at all. Like, it just about keeps a bit of the wind out, but it's a good little bit of woodland. This, it would be quite good for a little bit of wild camping. You can stay hidden off of the path. The only thing is you've got the M11 roaring by not too far away, so a little bit noisy, but it could be worse. I've got the effeminate cool bag out again with me today, and some stuff to cook, some hot drinks and sandwiches I made this morning, and then a load of protein bars and energy bars, and I have a cider as well, another Lilley cider, Firedancer, cloudy red cider, 4.5% lightly sparkled, made in Somerset. So it's only midday, so I'm probably not going to have that just yet. Stove I'm going to use today is probably the Outkick Kraku. It's a gas stove. Fucking hobbit. Onwards. In the 19th century, a famous murder took place in Rickling. It was in 1898 that Samuel Dougal met relatively wealthy Miss Camille Holland. Somehow he persuaded her to leave London and live with him at Moat Farm. Things went well till she got fed up with him paying attention to so many of the village girls and getting them pregnant. When she complained, he took her out for a pony ride and shot her through the head. He buried her in a nearby ditch and continued to live off her money, forging her signature. Eventually he was caught, tried at Chelmsford Court and found guilty, ending up on the gallows. We've arrived in Rickling, which can be described as a small hamlet. There's some lovely thatched cottages, thatched barns, an old farm, and the church, which of course we're set outside. We can't sit on the bench here because it started raining, but luckily we have a backup plan. The porch of the church is open, so we're going to go and sit in there on the floor and cook lunch. I was actually kind of praying for rain because I thought it would be a bit more fun. Haha! Here we are. Cheers. Still got some leftover cheese and ham sandwiches, a couple of protein bars and energy bars, and then because I've got the water boiling on the stove and I've been carrying these around for quite a while, I'm going to have some bacon flavour super noodles and a hot drink of some sort, possibly a Nescafe double chocolate mocha. The rain's got a lot heavier outside, probably the worst it's been all day, but fear not. Lunch is served. The cider, Lilley's Firedancer, cloudy red cider. It's got really cool sort of artwork on it, very strange. This slightly sparkling medium cloudy cider has been packed full of apples to really allow the appley taste to come through. Appley, they've used that word. Don't know if that's an actual word, but still. So let's crack it open. I'm going to give a little bit of it to Richard as well, see what he says. Oh, it smells nice. Pour it in there for you. Say when.
Yeah, when? I do.
When?
Yeah, it's lovely, thank you.
Right. Let's give it a little try. I'll wait to see if you want any more, because I have to. You can't.
No, you drink. You go. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, all right, okay. Nothing wrong with that. There's some sediment on the bottom of it.
Thunder.
Oh, thunder! Apparently there could be some hailstones heading this way as well. We're not sure. We're having it all today. It's not bad. What do you reckon?
Initial taste was almost a bit alcopoppy.
It's only 4.5. It's not strong, it's not fizzy.
Nice.
It's kind of almost flat, but nice.
That's good. That's a good drink.
It's better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to taste vile, and it was going to be one of those ones that you're going to have to nurse.
It's almost got a bit of a citrus or gingery type tang to it in there.
Yeah, hence the fire name, I reckon. Yeah, definitely. It's different. It's definitely different. It's very orange in colour. What would you give it out of 10?
7.75.
7.75. Yeah, I think it's probably, of the 3 Lilley ciders I've reviewed so far, this is probably the weakest one in terms of scoring points, but that doesn't mean it's a bad cider. It's a very good cider. It's just my personal preference is really fruity, sweet ciders, like tart drinks. But nothing like stuff like this is on like the end of that spectrum, going into like real ciders, like strong ciders, you know, like stuff that really tastes like a scrumpy or something like that. I'd give it, yeah, I'd probably give it roughly the same. Excuse me. Probably a little bit more. I reckon it gets a 7.9 out of 10. It's a very good cider. Another winner from Lilley's. Excellent cider makers. Cheers. The rain has stopped and the sun is coming out. And that was quite a nice little place to stop for lunch. Something a bit different, unconventional. A church porch, but if they're open, it's always a good thing. You think about it, probably for centuries they've been home to like travellers and pilgrims and stuff, just to shelter from the elements and stuff. So we've just recreated a little bit of history there. That's probably that cider talking. Talking of that, enough talking, let's get walking. Quendon has a 100-acre park where deer have roamed for centuries. The Tudor Hall is faced with red and blue bricks, and in the grounds are 17th century painted figures. The church dates from the 13th century. It is of special interest because from 1621 to 1792 they had burials in wool here, as recorded in the register. That of Thomas Winstanley, the father of Henry, who built the Eddystone Lighthouse, was one of them. It's raining again. But on the plus side, we've crossed over the M11 now, so it's been nice. The weather though has been an absolute git. It's on and off rain like this all day really, but I think the worst of it was while we were sat in the church having lunch, so could be worse.
Train man 2 minutes.
Good timing.
Right on the bend as well.
That's not good.
That's a dodgy little crossing, that, isn't it?
Richard reckons that's chicken of the woods.
Maybe.
Someone get in the comments if you know what that is. Got a little joke actually. He's a bit of a laugh to be with. You could say he's a fun guy. Widdington has a pretty collection of old buildings, among them 15th century Widdington Hall, now a farm with a Tudor barn, and Prior's Hall, a farmhouse whose stone walls behind plaster are believed to be as old as Magna Carta. Prior's Hall Barn is open to the public at weekends in the summer months and owned by English Heritage. Mole Hall, a moated house lying about 1 mile southeast of the village, is said to be a perfect example of the Elizabethan Hall in Essex. Its grounds are now well known as a wildlife park, open throughout the year. Widdington Church has a Norman window opening to a 15th century vestry. The church was restored and the tower rebuilt with bold gargoyles and handsome pinnacles. Behind the altar is a 14th century window with fine carving round it. Another window of 14th century glass has shields of France and England. There is a 750-year-old piscina. We're back in Widdington. We finished the walk and it was a nice little walk actually, it's really good. We've walked the whole length of the village now. Really nice. Out of all the villages we've been through, and we've been through quite a few today, and we've seen, count them, 4 churches. I would say this is probably the nicest village of the 4. Don't know which is the nicest church though. Of course we couldn't go in any of them, so it'd be hard to sort of pass judgment on that. This one on the outside is probably the grandest looking. The one at Wicken Bonhunt I thought was the most unique looking because it had a different kind of tower. Probably the nicest one out of all of them was the one at Quendon up on the hill. Just sort of say goodbye to Richard. Of course we have to kind of keep our distance, so
Thanks, guys. Take care. See you soon.
It's been a pleasure, mate. Cheers for joining us. And yeah, I'll sign off here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been great seeing Richard again. We've not seen each other for ages. Yeah, cheers for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe, and get out there and do what you can do. Go for walks and stuff. See you again soon. Bye.